When I think of Kareem and Laventille community, I see a parent. I see a child that grew up in a community and became the parent of the community.
The area was always a music place, as far as I can see it. Yeah. Everybody knew each other. They had the Laventille Rhythm section there. They didn't have that big building at the time. It was right on the corner, an abandoned space that they took over. They had all the instruments laid out with the big drums and everything. And you know, it was always a sight. We always used to rehearse on like a Friday evening where they pumping, you know, everything pumping and thing. And I was always amazed at how they would have generated that song and the different rhythms they used to use within the presentation and the music and stuff. You had Keith Smith, the editor around the corner. So it was a cultural and also, you know, a viable place. Steel Band was always like a community. You have song specialists all the way down. The Success Laventille Composite School at the back there that I used to play with as well as True Ben Jackson.
When they talk about the Success Village community, that's Eastern Main Road, Laventille side. The amount of things that happen in that community is amazing, especially musically, the contribution to the steel pan. Highlanders' old panyard is actually where Success Laventille Composite School is built. You know, part of the school used to be Highlanders' panyard. So they say that it's something it's in us. The street, Kareem still live on Stanislaus Street, now he's on Espinette Street. That street have a lot of different history, even with the creation of the double tenor.
On the street I live now, which is Espinette Street, Pampino's Carl Greenidge used to live on that street, right? And from there, you know well about Robert Greenidge and whatever. He would always talk about his uncle, and if you talk to him, he say he originally from Success Village, Laventille, Robert Greenidge. So it's from that street, Espinette Street, where his uncle used to live that day. He used to play a lot of pan. So you have song specialists on the extreme end, and then you have Highlanders Steel Orchestra, Laventille Rhythm section, Unistars, and Pash Phonics. When you leave Unistars and you continue east, you have Parsley Street. Well, before Parsley, you would have had Clifford Alfred, who is a senior pan tuner. Kareem Brown, right, he would have been based on Parsley Street, and they headed down or south to the main road. And he was one of the giants together with Clifford Alfred. He had a unique way of tuning the instruments. And when Kareem tuned an instrument, he would have, you know, it lasts a long while and it sounded very good. And another tuner that we used to use within the area, Success Laventille area, is Doyle. He passed away as well. The other master tuner was Bertie Marshall. So, you know, everybody know Bertie. Bertie was situated on, well, if you're heading west to town at Erica and Old St. Joseph Road. Well, now it's Erica and the Bertie Marshall Boulevard, because it's St. Joseph Road is now renamed to Bertie Marshall Boulevard. You know, so these fellas was always working on the craft, always, you know, trying to better it. You know, they didn't stay in one level and say, all right, I good and that's it, you know. And that pride for the instrument, you know, that they had for it, that respect for the pan, you know. I kept that with me, you know, and I'd move with that. Because some people would just look at it as a drum. And also the way to push the boundaries too as well, you know, always looking to see how they could improve on the instrument. You know, I always like that with between Bertie and Guppy and also Doyle. Doyle was always experimenting with the instrument, using the G-pans, trying to develop a different range. So it's always pushing the boundaries to do something new and to do better, and having this respect for the instrument. You know, I think I'd always take that with me and try and teach whoever, you know, around me that.
People say that maybe we born into it or it's in us for some reason, but I think Kareem really believed richly in that culture, and that is the reason why I think he stick with Highlanders so much, because even the name Highlanders, when he understands what it is, I think it put that pressure on him to produce, to try to get back the band to that level. The name always had to call. But one of the first pieces he did with them, I think was Every Valley. And that was one of Highlanders' famous bomb song back then. So, and Eddie Cumberbatch of the Lydians to sing it. So Kareem just loved to play this song, you know. Every time we were the Lydians, Kareem always wanted to play this because every time he hear it, he say Highlanders, but it's Highlanders. Highlanders make this popular, you know. So he know the history behind Highlanders, and he take that as a challenge to get the band way beyond that point.
He was fathered by many older guys in his community, and they taught him those values of being that person to impart and willingness to share. And he grew with that mentality and that approach to life.
His neighbor Stringersberry at Highlanders, he tend to feel that, or he believed that one day he will put his band where it really needs to be. And in I think it was 2020, the last Panorama, Highlanders' name was called in the Panorama finals for the first time in how much years, and that was one, I think, of his greatest achievement for him, putting Highlanders back into the Panorama finals.
So his commitment to the community is 100 and wherever. If it's 200, it's there.
The thing with Kareem and giving back to the community and giving back to even the younger players that come after him. At Success, we kind of boast of success always there for success.
I just says intervention, I call it intervention, and the ancestral calling has been placed on us to be there to do, on him, to do what he's doing, because I can't call it anything else. They could do Kareem what they want. He puts on his shoes, take up his pants stick, and he goes to whoever call on him. If they come and say, I have 2 children want to sing calypso, no problem, bring them. And we will fill our living room again with them. They will be all on the step waiting. They will be downstairs. And I think if we go anywhere else, it will be the same. But he has this love in his heart to work on the development of Laventille. He joined the Laventille Steel Band Foundation. He would go and work with Laventille rhythm section. I remember him going on a range. He said, I'm going on a range some piece. I said, well, you going on a range rhythm section music? He said, yeah, and they actually playing tunes on the drums. But the repertoire they're still using as Kareem arranged them.
A person who stands out in the steel band movement also stands out in the community, because we may not see it, but band is a community activity. It was born in the community, in the bellies of the community, but as it is now, people come from far and wide to play for a certain band because of, for a lot of different reasons. But same thing with Kareem. Although he does a lot of work in his community, he still goes out. Sometimes he's in South, sometimes he's in Tobago and that kind of stuff. So wherever he goes, he carries that sort of respect and admiration because of the person he is, because of his commitment to the instrument and the art form. People tend to look up at him. And yeah, I think he's a natural leader.
I think he deserves a medal for the work that he continues to do in the Laventille community, quietly in that corner, with the amount of pulling and tugging that he will get from the noise from the outside.
We are all humans, right? So at some point in time, you know, he may do something wrong. he may make a mistake, he may stumble, but that's okay. I myself had made so many mistakes, but to get up after they falling down and to continue, to me is really the winning point, not staying defeated.
And a lot of people don't understand the influence that he have, that he have on people and things that he achieved again.